Hello everyone, and welcome to Immigration Insight, the podcast where we dive deep into the stories, challenges, and victories in U.S. immigration. I'm your host, Harry, and today's episode is truly special. We'll be highlighting some incredible success stories from the Shah Peerally Law Group, cases where hope seemed lost, but with the right legal guidance, our clients' lives were transformed. Joining me today is Shah Peerally himself, founder of the firm and a leading voice in immigration law. Shah, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Harry. I'm excited to share these stories with our listeners. These are not just wins on paper. They represent real people whose lives have been changed by navigating the complicated U.S. immigration system.
Absolutely, and I know you and your team are particularly proud of taking on cases that other attorneys often turn away. Let's start with Aicha's story. It sounds like she had been given very limited options by other attorneys before she found your firm.
That's right. Aicha's case is one that sticks with me. She came to us after consulting with 5 different attorneys, all of whom told her that she either needed to leave the country or apply for asylum. They saw no other way forward. But after reviewing her situation, we realized she had more options. We helped her file the right petition, and within just 8 months, she had a work permit in hand. She soon obtained a permanent resident. Then she filed her naturalization and became a U.S. citizen.
That must have been such a relief for her, especially after being told that her options were so limited. What about Laura's case? I understand there was some urgency because of changes in the priority dates.
Exactly. Laura came to us because she needed help with her labor certification. We filed her PERM application after completing the required advertising and, believe it or not, it was approved within just 2 days. Timing was critical because there had been a jump in the priority dates, which meant both Lara and her husband became immediately eligible for their green cards. It was a great outcome for them.
That's incredible. Now, some of these cases involve even longer delays, like Hassan's citizenship case where he'd been waiting for years. Can you tell us more about that?
Hassan had been waiting for 2 years after his citizenship interview because his case was stuck in a background check. This is unfortunately a common issue in many citizenship cases. After waiting for so long, Hassan was getting frustrated, so we filed a USC 1447B lawsuit in federal court to push the government to take action. Within just 2.5 months of filing, his citizenship was finally granted. That was a huge moment for him and his family.
It's amazing how quickly things can move once the right action is taken. Speaking of family, I want to talk about Afua's case. She was in a really difficult situation, wasn't she?
Yes, Ifua was in a terrible situation. She was in an abusive relationship, and her US citizen husband was trying to derail her immigration process by withdrawing the I-130 petition he had filed on her behalf. She was desperate. Our team filed a VAWA, or Violence Against Women Act, petition, and thankfully that was approved. Ifua is now preparing for her adjustment of status. It's so important for people in her situation to know that they have rights and options under US law.
That's such an important message for people to hear, especially for those who feel powerless in situations like that. I know you've also handled many asylum cases, some involving extreme circumstances. Could you share a couple of those stories?
Absolutely. Asylum cases are often among the most heartbreaking, but they can also be the most rewarding when justice is served. One of our clients, Alex, fled from Eritrea after being arbitrarily detained and tortured because of his Pentecostal Christian faith. He faced unimaginable hardship just to make it to the United States. We took on his case, and within a year of his arrival, he was granted asylum. His relief at that moment was unforgettable.
I can only imagine how life-changing that must have been. And Alex isn't alone. There are many clients with similar stories, right?
Yes, another client, Yodit, also from Eritrea, had been tortured after her husband was detained. She managed to escape and made the dangerous journey to the United States. She came to our office in July, and by September of the same year, she was granted asylum. These stories show the resilience of our clients, but also how critical it is to have experienced legal representation when dealing with such sensitive issues.
It really highlights how important the right legal approach is. Your team has clearly made a significant impact in so many lives. Before we wrap up, can you share one more success story? I heard that there was a pretty unique case involving a citizenship denial and a past domestic violence charge.
Yes, that case involved our client, M. His citizenship was denied due to a past domestic violence case, which made things quite complicated. But we knew there was still a path forward. We refiled his case, worked through the legal challenges, and within 5 months, we won his citizenship. It was a long and difficult journey for him, but in the end, justice was served.
That's incredible. These cases are a testament to the dedication and expertise of your team. For anyone listening who might feel like their case is impossible or too complex, what would you say to them?
I would tell them not to give up. Just because one or even multiple attorneys have told you no, doesn't mean there isn't a solution. Immigration law is complex. There's often more than one way to approach a case. If you're in a difficult situation, reach out to someone with experience and a deep understanding of immigration law. There's always hope.
That's such valuable advice, Shah. I want to thank you for sharing these inspiring stories today. If anyone listening is in need of immigration assistance, don't hesitate to contact the Shah Peerally Law Group. The team there is clearly committed to finding solutions no matter how tough the case. And remember, every case is unique. While these stories show what's possible, they don't guarantee specific results for other cases. That's all for today's episode of Immigration Insight. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time with more stories and insights into the ever-changing world of U.S. immigration.